Marvel's Avengers, gameplay 709. That's to try to understand the game. That's to try to learn how to play the game. It's to hopefully get better at playing the game. And last of all, but not least, to remember while it's last up, whilst trying to play the game. And document it. Got the theme of things here. Where it will take over.
Wants us to double check all the gear before the next run.
And fired up the game the other day. That's why I haven't played in a little while. Oh yeah, by the grace of God,
Hey, bud.
this one,
Pets are supposed to calm the soul.
this one out here, PlayStation, man.
Feels true.
And they walked me through the raid. I still don't know it, you know, for the first time.
Sorry.
It was
about the other thing.
Nah, I knew Steve had the newsreels. Not surprising he might want to, reminisce.
Yeah, sure, but could have at least been more respectful about the costume.
Why? That thing was ridiculous.
What's your status?
Do you still feel responsible for inhumanity?
I don't think that's one I'll ever shoot.
Good. Regret is the sign of a man who reflects on his mistakes and vows to do better.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, how we doing? Trying to relax here. Hello, yeah. Alright. I played a little earlier, and I was truly blessed. A friend, somebody out here on PlayStation, yeah, and they walked me through a raid. Nice, and skip some for detail, whatever, but it was extremely interesting. Thank the person highly, Let's see what's going on here. It's nice in this game. They say they're gonna end all support by September, but March, if people get the game, don't worry about all them cosmetics and all that kind of crap, because they're going to give you everything that was possible to get in the game. You'll get it for free this coming March, in March.
See what 3 hours of sleep does to a person? You get all these looks.
Yeah, 45,000 credits. Okay. Let change it. Refreshes in 5 days. Refreshes in 15 hours. Okay. Blah, blah, blah.
Come on by when you're ready to reinvent yourself.
I'll do that.
I have goods for your gold, if you're able. well, my friend.
Dude, you got deep voice low. Are you stoned?
Say it again. Could you reiterate your question? Your question. The first part of your question. And the second part. Trying to look at the subtle difference between that's a piece for Captain America, and that's a piece for.
Your voice is so deep.
For the Winter Soldier.
For D&A, I suppose that fits you well.
Nah, it's checking in. Okay.
Dr. Banner?
Oh, let's keep it simple. Don't have the same old crew here. Core crew there.
This a PS5 game or Xbox X?
I guess it's on PC. It's available for PC, Xbox X or whatever.
Glad to have you back, Dr. Banner.
PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. They're supposed to let this game go, support for it totally by September of this year. It's a nice gesture. They're supposedly supposed to give everybody everything that's in the game in March.
Yes, I hear you. We'll get right on it.
I don't know. I thought they signed the game or whatever this is. So I imagine they say they lost.
What do you have?
Some
PS5?
4 and 5. Just got the 5. I'm still trying to, struggling through like the little menus and all that. But I noticed the performance difference between the two. It's definitely a gap, what it can do as far as the speed and the graphics and all that. I'm not a geek with all that kind of stuff. I don't understand it, but it's smooth. I have an older television. My television is 10 years old, 11 years old. And what really sucks though.
Heading out on the next one. Keep my popcorn for me.
For us.
I never know.
Are you playing this on PS5?
Yes, I'm trying to explain the on the monitor but I'm using it through AV receiver, but my monitor is an older television, like 55-inch TV. It's like, is it 11 years old or 12 years old? I think it's 11, something around that.
Are we all set for the next inspection?
And it's an LG, so in game mode. I don't know what the latency is on, but it's nothing like those guys and gals that play that's really strung out on the video gaming, or the people that have a more modern television, a 4K television, with a low latency. But it's supposedly supposed to process at 120 hertz, but it's split in half. It's limited, I think, at only this 60 hertz. That's just old school. It's the old school, like old school 3D TV. It's capable of the 3D and it's with the passive. And that's why I broke down, guys. So most of it spent on TV, and I was a guy. I always said, you know, the demo in San Francisco. So okay, we'll try it. Try a sucker for something. But what's really bad is the system depreciated. I wish it might have been under like the LG system, but the system they had is Google TV. It says Google, so it's running on an Android system, basically Jelly Bean.
I just got a 55-inch for only 330 pounds.
Nice.
4K smart and all that shit, not 120 hertz, but most games will probably be running at 60 hertz.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear back about those security codes?
Or you could limit them, you know, to that.
Let me know when you do.
Anyway. But you got people that, you know, I'm just as they say, heavy enthusiast, play real different games and this, that. And it's expensive, but you got people that are, you know, that get far gone in a specific area this hobby, you know, especially if you see us guys and gals that say like they play those heavily competitive first-person shooters and stuff. Computer, and they have shit there. Best in having buy gamer monitors, you know. Those are Denki and some of them other ones. And yeah, those things will run at like about $1,000 for a 27-inch monitor. But it's ultra low latency, and I think they can run up way up beyond 120 something hertz, but they're going on timing, you know, timing and all that. It's, you know, everybody got something there. Trying to think of what we're gonna do. You can keep it simple. It's that red room takeover mess, so I might as well going on in there one of them. I think I played one of the daily earlier. Yeah, we did one earlier. I'm gonna go to 2. Okay. Let's see, let's see what's going on. I'm trying to get used to this traversal though. Get going on in the red room here. Let's leave as is dot there. And that red room stuff is just have to endure it. Okay, let's see a second. Well, you can't change the difficulty. I don't think those green ones. Okay. Oh yeah. So.
Uses a P. CMP says sometimes he gets 200 FPS, but he said it's overkill. You just don't need it, he said.
Is that right? Yeah, I'm seeing that, and people and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, So, I'm quite sure people that are far gone into it, and so like they work they work with they actually code video and all that kind of stuff and high-end graphics and all that kind of stuff. And they need that kind of stuff. The guys and gals, they need that kind of stuff for the work they do, for their profession. To make their work day go better.
£400 just for the graphics card. I got a next-gen console for that price and the next-gen performance is nice.
Yeah. Yes, it all comes down at the end of the day, I guess, all the stuff, other people in the computer, whatever you're doing on with the computer, even with the console is nothing but a computer itself, a computer configuration when you think about it, a different variation within themselves. I thought that was really weird to me. Years ago, I was reading about how the U.S. military, I forget what branch of the military it was, and they bought a whole bunch of the PS3 consoles because of the processor, and they networked them together for some kind of graphical computer or some project they had. I thought that was pretty wild. Yeah, what gets me too is these when they lock hole stuff. I'm not at the end of it. I'm not saying I can't afford it anymore. Anyway, I'm use primarily Apple, right? Computer. I started. It was a little pancake model. What's that? I'm trying to think of the model. Remember a little pancake one? That was the first one I bought in the house. And the family. But see, I had a little CD-ROM player and it came with a little library. Yeah, I'm thinking about how technology moves. Yeah, that computer, everything was multimedia. It's a lot. I had Motorola, that's right. It was a Motorola.
All he does with it is
64.
play games with the PC, and he paid 3 times the price of console. He said the next gen console is equivalent to a me.
Is that right? I don't know.
He said for the price the next gen console is good value and quite powerful.
Yeah. Damn, Billy Bob looked on him. Wasn't expecting that, but wish it would be something in here that would be a 158. No. Lose 38% in health to utilize it. Yeah. In defense. No, it's too low already. No, we do appreciate it. Well, sorry to not know what to do with this. gotta let it be in space. Once you go to space, good enough. Let's see how that goes. One of them way, let's see. It's somewhere in level 3 or something. Okay, memory fragments in a particular area. That's what's for this one. I thought I was telling something for this particular 3. You just want to collect those memory fragments. You can go anywhere else and get the
This game looks okay. Can you play a lot of different superheroes?
Yeah, you can play any of them. You know, it's available. Like, you got this, I can play as, I'm playing as the Hulk, but you can play as all, it's the 12, it's 12 available on the PlayStation platform. It's some kind of, agreement or whatever they made it exclusive because they had a game or whatever. And the rights of la. It's too deep for me to understand. But I thought that was pretty raw. They should let people have a Spider-Man on the Xbox and whatever, and the PC also. Well, that's all that corporate exclusivity, warfare, madness, this and that. And so I can't understand that. I don't even want to get into that or whatever. What was it? This big thing with the Sony, whatever, and yeah, I'm trying to think of it. FTC, yeah, FTC or something, some kind of lawsuit against Microsoft because Microsoft claiming that Microsoft acquiring this Blizzard, yeah, and this Blizzard has an umbrella wealth. I said, damn, I didn't know they make money in this system, but I didn't know it would be a company worth that much. But it was Microsoft. It's the one that acquired him for about $70 billion, right? And what's his name was saying, well, if they acquire this company, they could become like some kind of monopoly, something like between that, out there having trouble with the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, and all this kind of crazy stuff. So I don't know. But, yeah, that's right, under that Blizzard umbrella and that world of some of these big games like like World of Warcraft,
I was a big Sony fan because of Metal Gear Solid, but I've had plenty of Xbox too. I like them both.
Yeah, under that Blizzard, they had that with have over Treyarch. what the Call of Duty and all that. Sony is chipping all out or whatever they said. That if they did buy the company, they're signed for so many years or something, so it's that whatever Sony would be able to access cards and all that.
selling it, but the next gen is just awesome. I went with Xbox so I can play Forza again.
Oh yeah, you want to keep your PS4 because what's nice is as long as adding PS4 on there, you can go vice versa. You can play your PS5 with your PS4, or use your PS5 to play your PS4. You know? Economical, even though it's slow or whatever it is. It's the price per say gigabyte is like a little external drive on this gas. My external drive got corrupted once, and that sucked. Cause like, hell, I don't know, but I should have went through the little doodad when I processed to get it back instead of reformatting it. Let's see, what do we take care of objective, and you gotta turn the PS4 off and turn the USB drive off, and unplug it.
I got external drive with PS4.
And
I got 30 games on it.
okay, so you know about that troubleshooting mess. I had a few terabyte external Seagate, a powered one there, and if it doesn't want to all of a sudden not connecting or saying it's corrupt, power down the console, boop, 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 unplug it. Make sure you just do something like, I don't want to erase nothing. You might rebuild the cache or this and that, and make sure you got the external drive unplugged. And yeah, with them both unplugged, and then plug them back up. Boom, whoop de whoop, and usually that works. Sometimes you have to do that twice. I had to do it twice and flip flop and this and that. I had to go through that because you can use that same external drive with the PS4 and a PS5. You can flip them back and forth. They can't read it off each other. No, they have to be local, connected to, whatever device is local. You got it connected to. But yeah, that's the only little issue I get here and there.
It's mechanical drive but still works okay.
Yeah.
I had problems with PS4 when the power goes off and it goes into safe mode.
Yeah. Same old. It is what it is. It's just a computer, For most of them, something abrupt comes like that. It's like, oh, that. If you mess with them, you got at it. Old computer, I'm a dinosaur. This is the last computer I got. And I got it used because they're so expensive. Let's see this. It's a Power Mac of 2012. It was made in 2012, I think. Yeah. And I got it used a few years ago. So I'm still in most of the software with it because of compatibility range and whatnot of the different softwares. I stay primarily in 10.13, and I did have a partition. Yeah, I'm running now, and whatever. I forgot the little code names that they call them. Monterey this, Mountain this, whatever this. 10.14. I cloned it, but I was talking about that video card thing. I'm upsetting thing. Two of the applications I utilize are aware of. You heard that people code the graphic stuff. As you got the OpenGL, right? It's like an open language, say like people on the PC, they got to run it with some DirectX or whatever. And but anyway, you get on lower levels. OpenGL's on a lower level. Coming in a minute, they got OpenGC. So anyway, that's when a program can be, you utilize both the CPU and can utilize the cores on a GPU. And most GPUs, if you pay attention and you read about it, the core processor is going to be a fewer cores. It's graphic processor that makes usually have more cores. So doing a lot of, I guess, I don't know. That's too deep for me. I'm no software engineer, hardware engineer, something like that. How they explain it or something is what I can guess that at a very elementary level is that because of the parallel processing, what they need is a lot of parallel type computations, and stuff going all crazy for graphics and also for physics based type stuff. So she's going to a real time and all that crazy madness. Now, trying to see if he picked up the book 25 or 35. And that's the reason I repeated that. That was the third entry. Challenge 3. Or somewhere two women. I got challenge me 3 times. Do that with, what's his name? Black Widow or somebody. I might just leave it alone. But it's something there. Okay. I noticed that takes a little while. And that's it, chance. To collect those memory fragments, okay?
I'm old, so I've had almost every console. The only one I never had was the Neo Geo. The games were like 150 pounds in the 80s.
Wow. Wow. That was really expensive. Good God. Good God. Yeah, but first for my the kids, that's the oldest that I was around. And the house was, they played a bunch of, you remember the Atari 7600? His daughter's in her 40s now, early 40s. Baby's in the 30s. Yeah. And after that, we got them. Yeah, the Nintendo. Yeah, the Air Mario Brothers, this and that. Then after that, I guess it was I can remember, yeah, Sega and the Sega Genesis. And that's after that.
I had a Atari 2600, I think, then had the Commodore 64 ECT.
Oh boy, that was a nice one. Cause the Commodore 64, that was the one, you could use like a computer, right? With a keyboard, right? It had like a keyboard, something like a keyboard. I'm trying to think which one, and like a mouse too, or something like that. TV. Is that the one you could play Pong on? Can't remember that. I can't remember.
Yeah, a keyboard and tape player.
Okay. That's right. That's right. You made me think about something there. Golly. So just we're 10 away. 11 away. collecting these memory fragments. It's kind of a challenge to you, man. Commodore 64. Me thinks about a program, and I used to look at it. I don't know, use it now. It made me think, yeah, that Q-Base. Because it comes from being a meaty program, a roots program, and it's amazing how they got that together more so, and it keeps off in the audio. You know, what's the other competitors out there, like, I don't mess with it. It's big on, from Avid. Yeah, DigiDesign Pro Tools. My computer, it looks like the second or third one. Sitting on this wall, something there is so expensive, overpriced. I'm glad at the end of the day I couldn't afford it and never got into it. But it wasn't a mistake. Unfortunate. If you go back in the day, and yeah, man. That's where I first started trying to learn like the series. Digital audio. The program was audio in it. Yeah. What's that? The very first Power Mac series was the 7100, 6100, the 7100, and the 8100. The 8100 was a tower. The 7100 wasn't a tower, but you still could put expansion cards in it. And it was expansion cards, the format of interface format of new bus. Not PCI, not PCIe, but new bus. You know, that's right. That part in. Software was Sound Designer 2 by DigiDesign. What's his name? I gotta get 11 more of those. Here in Challenge 3. Trying to collect those scenes. God, 3 more. Miss. Memory fragments.
Superhero fan, but I've watched most of the films. I just watched The Joker, the one where he just laughs all the time.
Oh, oh boy. I know, and this is as a kid, you know, I just said I could, like, exposure to the Marvel comic books as a kid. So, this is like in the 60s. Yeah.
I used to collect comics like 2000 AD Judge Dredd. The artwork was amazing.
Yeah. I was about to say, as a kid, you know, I had this like the superheroes in this game, before old school, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, and Hulk. And heard of no Black Widow or no Hawkeyes or no even Winter Soldier, but it was Spider-Man. Spider-Man goes way. I remember Spider-Man went way back as a kid. Yeah. go down the alley and asking people in the neighborhood this and that, and some scavenging bottles to take the bottles. Oh yeah, and you could take that deposit for your bottles at the grocery store before they start putting all these beverages in plastic. People when they put a Coke or what they didn't say, then they put them and then they took them back to the store. Then you got deposit for the bottles you took back. I can even remember milk coming in bottles. I mean, that stuff. And I went more toward the card and my sister like, yeah, I thought I was before or a little after I was out of elementary, but I can remember that, and they came down in little bottles. So I was gonna have them, yeah, just listen. Had the milkman that delivered milk to people's houses. Yeah. That was way back in the 60s. I was a little buckling then. Yeah. Now, we should have gotten all those, what's his name, just for that. Another category areas. You get to go to 35, okay. That's not good. Golly. Then there's something in 2 we're supposed to be in the
Yeah, when milk was milk. Now there's all sorts of weird milk.
all the food is most of the time you gotta go somewhere, good store or whatever. So a lot of processed stuff. Even the veggies, and chemicals and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing how what's his name has so much. I was looking at some crazy documentary of about how and it was talking about showing how much power that I forget what corporation it is. Like with corn, because they offer Monsanto 3M, the corporation that wants to send an offshoot from it. I'm trying to think something. I think it was something like ConAgra. Saying something because they genetically engineered this corn. Most of the corn farmers have to buy the seeds from them because when the corn grows and it doesn't make any seeds, and if they catch any farmers with any corn stalks on their farm or whatever, then they can sue them and this and that or whatever, and to the point of like confiscating their land and all. I was like, wait a minute, that's really crazy. Yeah. But it's amazing all the stuff that they utilize, corn for. I know they grow a lot of it through the middle and the different parts of the United States, that's for sure. And down south. Lots of corn, lots of wheat. Is there something? I think it was something. Too. I want to get that repetitive stuff out of the way. 2. Beat better. Challenge 2. There was something to do in Challenge 2. I gotta finish it. Go to the roster, see. And then everybody can get something. All the superheroes. Big one. See. The roster. I get it. Everybody in the roster get a piece. I'm trying to finish. Did I finish it? Yes, I got 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's right. Gotta complete it. That's right. I mean, that's the one. Do the main thing again twice. That's 2. 3 times. That's another red. So I said pillar something. I keep it simple. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that going on. Ah. Okay.
Did you ever play the Dead Space games? They are really good.
Oh, no. I'm not too much into the horror and all that kind of stuff and the gore and all that kind of stuff, even though I have some games that I've bought lately, like on someone on PS4, something with the aliens and alien ship, and then I forgot the one on the VRS. I'm too scared to play. I got it, but I'm too scared to play the damn thing. I'm not in the gore too much. Doom.
Alien Isolation.
Yeah, that's it. Alien Isolation. So that pop scary shit that messed me up. Had me all messed up. There's one game I'm playing now. That's single player. I'm gonna come back to it. As a matter of fact, I was kind of thinking, I did some little research because I didn't like how the game released. You know, I play. You know, I don't get in critiquing, but when it said when it released, it was all messed up or whatever. I didn't get it when it released, but I know I was on the GameStop, and I picked it up because it was like $30 or $40, and it was brand new. I'm glad I picked it up like that instead of trying to get it digitally and this and that, because it came in a little package, and the little package came with a book that explains to you, you know, what Night City is, and you know, on a basic level. And oh yeah, it came with a little in there. Yeah, it's a little fold out. I'm just to the left. It has some little fold out map if you really crazy. Like again, this that you can, you know, pin up on the wall and whatnot. A little poster of a map of Night City. See if you can do one. That's a spam risk. Um, yeah, and it just a little booklet. You know, I'll sit there and read it, you know, and lets you know what the story is about basically. But I'm in an area where the story, because you know, it thinks of consequences and actions and this and that. It's a real, that's what they call it,
Was that
RP.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077. And I'm not too much into it's first kind of like RPG type of game, you know. Uh, and it's interesting. It's kind of intense. Kind of intense. One is the map layout is really awesome. It's a piece of art, but they said when they released it had so many bugs, but hell, you know, they were trying to, they had all that money. There's a hell of a lot of money invested into that game. I would come to find out, I can invest a lot more money in that game and a whole bunch of major motion pictures. Shit. I think Cyberpunk 27 somewhere was in it. It's over, I got there, it's over 315 million dollars. That's a lot of dough. You know, and they got, you know, they have a major movie actor to be in the dialogue, voice actor on dialogue. That's with Keanu Reeves, you know, The Matrix Man, a bunch of other movies. I have to give it to him. He's giving us some very creative, iconic type of movies with some very some storylines with a lot of depth. I'm not too much into these other ones.
Yeah, my friend finished it. Good game.
Uh,
I'm into that Blade Runner style.
one of my favorite movies with Keanu Reeves is, you ever seen Johnny Mnemonic? Johnny Mnemonic. Yeah, that's before he was, you know, that's before The Matrix and all that kind of stuff. You know, Johnny Mnemonic is a trip. And then, yeah. That's what's that. Constantine. Yeah, that's one I got that. Got Constantine. That was a trip. What I can. Yeah. That Johnny Mnemonic was pretty is awesome. Yeah, I got that sitting over here somewhere, over here to my left. I haven't seen that in years. Johnny Mnemonic. I'm trying to think. It's got some guest guys. That music where the actor got the actor. They play that progressive like.
Yeah, I've seen it. My favorite was Point Break, the surfing bank robbers.
Oh, you know, that's the one. Point Break. That's one I didn't care too much for. I didn't care too much for that one. And the one, I guess, because of the profession that I retired from. Anyway, you had to, they were supposed to drive the bus, and if it went under certain miles an hour, it would blow up. I didn't care for that too much. But those sci-fi ones, whatever, fantasy ones, it was just freaking awesome. Freaking awesome.
Speed.
They
I was
were.
not a fan.
Was that? Yeah. Yeah, that Johnny Mnemonic and yeah, that's right. They were. It's like set off in the future where the corporations couldn't trust the internet anymore. The internet was all messed up, kind of like with this and but, secure to send secure information in between la 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 la. So they had to like hire these private guys. Say something similar to the storyline, maybe, and something like they
That's the
weren't
one
net
where he
runners, but
stored
they had to.
information in his head, I remember.
Yeah, had to get memory installed in their head. Yeah. That was really wild toward the end of that Johnny Mnemonic. That's really deep. Deciphering the code, and they're using to help decipher the code was in a tank. They had a dolphin, remember? Where diodes connected to its head and stuff. Interesting to the storyline.
It's an old one that. I'm not into John Wick, but the first one was good. After that they get more ridiculous with the amount of people he killed.
Oh yeah, it's that became like what's his name to me for a minute with the with the whole thing. It's kind of crazy. I don't know what's his name. I was reading some article about that. But it came actor. I can't remember. It had all this. It's kind of really spooky. Is all that super overemphasis on just straight out violence. Artistic violence and all that kind of stuff. Crazy stuff with the storyline, in some of the movies, and they started using it with all that artistic, over the top, violence and gore, but the whole storyline of the whole movie itself is and the plot is, could only be entertaining to a 2-year-old, or a 3-year-old. But, it's illegal,
John Wick 3 just made me laugh. It's over the top.
I think I had that and I've seen it. Oh, you know what movie? I'm trying to think what movie it has me, that freaked me out. That just really, it was just over the top. It was entertaining, but it was supposed to be like a comedy, but it was sick with the gore. As a matter of fact, they're supposed to be coming out with a video game on it, and it's I think it's some. They're on the Marvel. I'm trying to think of what those guys are called. I'm on the tip of my tongue. But man, that movie was gory, golly.
Comedy with gore. Is it a new film?
One that came out. This came out about a year or two ago. This movie, and I'm trying to think of the superheroes, who they're called. One looks like a big fish head, and the other one's crazy. It's wild what they're called. But that movie is gory. It's a lot of decapitation and all that crazy stuff, Oh Lord, it's just a hard one to the stomach, the way it's in certain parts. And then at the end, I can remember toward the end, they killed this big starfish, gigantic starfish. It's like big, like King Kong or something. And it blows up. It's a crazy one. That's for sure. What I was about to say, but this was Cyberpunk 2077, where I'm at in the game. I know I play this mission with Takamura. This is where you meet the Takamura and then after that, we were supposed to meet Wakako or whatever it is. That's like the head of Arasaka, but I know when I play it, we're gonna go back again. Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering, because I know when I played with Jackie Wells, I was like, damn, but I was wondering if it was a way, and I said, this is a way Takamura, the said Takamura, I was tense, I said, it just didn't seem right. I said, if I would have not, this is what it was supposed to be, because I said, I don't want to go there without Takamura to the Arasaka Corporation, just with that one lady access, something, too.
No. I
Yeah.
don't mind gore.
Yeah,
I've
that
watched The Real Deal on the internet. I'm
was.
normally good at guessing films, but I'm not sure what film you're talking.
Oh, this is not in the film. I'm talking about where the direction. When I come back to the decision or whatever, and you ain't playing that RPG. I'm playing. That game is a trip, but it's refined now. It's working. But every man, yeah, but it's working, and that's that Cyberpunk 2077. That's a wild game because you have to. You paying attention to A's and I forget this one. All different kind of aspects and the operating system of the character, male or female character, and the cyberware and stuff has a lot, imposes a lot also what you can deal with in the game. Adverse aspects. So it's a weird one. Yeah.
My friends say you can make your dick size bigger in Cyberpunk.
Oh, God. I don't know about that. But it's definitely one with some pretty crazy variables that I've never seen before, in RPG, but it's a modern RPG. It's another one PS4 I have, and I never got around to getting it and playing it. Is Detroit? Was it Detroit Become Human or something like that? That's what it is. Yeah. Now that should have been all done with those. I have to do the second one again. I forget.
I finished IT. It's a good game, Detroit.
Oh, you finished that game? What is it? Detroit Become Human or something like that? It's about investigation there.
Yeah.
Oh boy, how long did it take you? It seems like
It's pretty good.
couldn't be pretty involved. That's for sure. I have what's his name? Another one that's like a Cyberpunk before Cyberpunk, and it says it's a classic. Um, Deus Ex. On PS5. I got it on it, but I never had a chance to play it. I had to download it and all that kind of crazy stuff. That I don't know what to. Okay, you finished it. Okay, so now we go to. What was the first one on the second?
I can't remember because was few years ago, but I enjoyed it. It's like you take turns playing different stories with different characters and
I think could have shown the fourth map is a little tip here. I want to end the last one. Okay.
Are you thinking of getting Detroit? It's worth at least one play. You can have multiple endings.
Oh, I have it already. I just haven't gotten around to ever playing it. I had that Detroit Become Human. I haven't ever got around to it. And speaking, you know how you have some collections of certain games and you haven't even played them. You know what I mean? You know, it's on your hard drive. You know, so that Detroit Become Human. What's another game? I've started the game up. I played it when it was like the beta, and then I picked it up. And I haven't played that game 1 minute. You know, I got it so for mainly I said, you know, the campaign should be interesting, and there should be really something different from Battlefield. The one called Battlefield Hardline, where the maps, instead of different soldiers from different sides, it's like different cops and robbers type of scenarios. Even out into the multiplayer realm. Yeah. Hell, I'm barely scratching that I played it a few times since I got this console. And it's different in the graphics. You know, I might check that out in a little while. I'm trying to set it up and try to understand how you play the game. And I only have, and it says they changed it or something. Since I played it the few times I played it, so I said, oh wow. And I don't think I played it, but I don't even think I played the game about 10 times yet. Maybe a little bit, maybe, I don't know. No, I know it's not even 20 times yet. And that's that Battlefield 2042.
Yeah. I played that a little. My main game was Battlefield 4. I played
Oh,
for
that
5
Battlefield
years.
4.
I still like it now.
Yeah, you know, I got it. What's his name? Installed up for, but I haven't played that game in a long time. But that's the one that got me. I've only, I think that's the only time I got the game and I played more of the multiplayer than I played of the campaign. But I think I need to finish the campaign because they said the campaign, you finish the campaign and do stuff in the campaign, and it opens different weapons and attachments for you in the multiplayer, right? But man, I've only in the campaign. I think I got to like I can't remember the 5th or 6th chapter. Only if that might only be the 4th in the campaign. But when I got hooked on that, it was like, wow. I said, this, you know, you got to. It's just was the graphics, and that you'd have
the multiplayer is great.
The vehicles.
I played it over 5 years.
Yeah. And the vehicles, the air vehicles, you got the land vehicles, the map design, and all that. I got what's another one we got it download because what's his name is available PS whatever, and they just gave me the game because I didn't buy it or whatever. I guess it gave the PS Plus or whatever, and the console or whatever. I don't know. And that's and I haven't played that game not even 1 second, and that's on which one? And that's the Call of Duty Warzone 2. I think it's Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, 2.0. I haven't played that game even a second yet. Yeah. Or God of War.
I liked Warzone 2. The new map is pretty good.
Warzone 2, you like the Warzone 2? I was looking at some stuff on YouTube. It was kind of tough me to understand what was going on, but it seemed like they got a lot of the maps are like more open up. I know you don't care for the crap of the games. I played with my partners or whatever here and there some years ago because it seemed like one, the community seemed so rude and crazy, you know, some of them youngsters. See, I'm an OG. And they get to talking all crazy. And the maps, a lot of the map design seem like it's real tight, close combat, type of mid-range to close range, versus say like in a map design and animations in a Battlefield. Stuff in COD seemed like it was like up close, like maze type of stuff. I guess probably people that really
like Fortnite, but PUBG was okay too, and Apex Legends.
Okay. Okay, what did we gonna do? We did four. That four, I said the four went by too fast, so I said I would do it again. And then do five, and then I'm gonna take a break. It's weird sometimes when she's turning off the RDS. Yeah. Oh.
It's 2:10 am here and I'm still drinking beer lol. I bet it's like the evening time for you in America.
Yeah. So what is it? Where you at in the afternoon? Crazy doctor.
I'm in England so it's late.
Okay.
2:34 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, breakers and racks with valor might and precision. Breaker. And sacred to the stars. Valor producing one. Death. in the camp. Plant now. Plant dendrites. Those are the ones that experiment. He does abnormal. I don't want to think about it now. Shit, this goes to what's the name? It just goes to the locker.
Maybe one day I will visit New York. I've been to Miami but was long time ago.
New York. I never been through New York, but never got a chance to walk through on the streets of New York. Actually, I've been in New York twice. Yeah, I've been in New York 2 times, but didn't get a chance to walk out on the streets of New York. Once, yeah, damn. That was in the mid-70s, 76, 77. Yeah, I also went to the first Amtrak down there, went down to Philadelphia. 5 days and 5 nights. Listen to, and you know, you had to go through the, what was it, the Grand Central Station or whatever, the layover was there, was, you know, I think it was, the train got down to New York, it was 10 or 15 minutes of that, and onward towards Philadelphia. And the second time, was impromptu, yes. Impromptu, yeah, years ago, a flight, yeah.
You didn't walk on the street?
No, didn't get a chance to.
There?
Didn't get a chance to. You know, my train was only in there for like 10, 15 minutes on the way to Philadelphia. And then the second time was, after that, yeah, a flight from, from Logan International, Boston, to O'Hare Field, whatever. Anyway, the flight was late or something, delayed. They say, oh, it's not to do, but we can put you on a flight to LaGuardia, and then you have to transfer, check this out, to another flight at LaGuardia, get off that flight, catch the flight from LaGuardia to O'Hare Field. So it was within that day, so that's what I did. The only thing that sucked was they lost my luggage. But the good part was the next day they bought the luggage to the house. The airlines, I don't know if they do that stuff now. You know, when they found the luggage, we wouldn't track the luggage moving. The person I remember they bought the luggage. It came and they were like in like a station wagon size type car. It was an oversized kind of car. You know, the guy bought it out with him. Luggage was so boom to the boom boom. You know, but but man, when I looked at New York, just from the air and coming down in LaGuardia and coming in there, you know, staying for the transfer of flight and catching a flight out of there. Like I'm born and raised in the Chicagoland area. And the density of the city, you see it in the scale and coming down to places and that, you know, and you got the Great Mile and stuff. And when I look down and you look down on New York, it's like, God damn. I was like, New York looks like it had like 5 or 6, 7 great miles, you know, side to side with all the density of the buildings and everything. And at that time, yeah, that's right, the Twin Towers are still standing. It was in the daytime, so I noticed, you know, different iconic buildings and whatnot, you know, looked down and seen out of the airplane, seen Statue of Liberty, the Twin Towers, the United Nations building, the Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building, all that stuff, you know, it was red. So, I was like, ooh, you know. Yeah, I always wanted to see New York once, you know, and check it out, you know, Times Square and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, at my age now, I don't know if I just said we might just want to look at it as how things are now with the pandemic and this and that, my health condition
Sounds
also.
cool.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The Big Apple is what they say. The Big Apple is. I imagine it's. Whew. And then you got the the New York here on out to Long Island. Seeing all out there from the air too. It's like a dense with the buildings or whatever metropolitan area and huge, humongous. But that's just in the U.S. I don't imagine seeing those other cities, just on television, and films of them, over there, like in China, what's his name, in India and all that. They got some hella dense metropolitan areas over in those areas. That's for sure. Insane. Never been to London. I would love to see
I'm
it.
not a fan of cities, but it's an iconic place to visit.
Right. No, the more you want to go in the wilderness, like I'm out here on the coast. Okay, we didn't go to 5. That's right, the 5. That's why it's really nuts. And a place I've only been through Canada and stopped in Canada, like once or 2 places for like a rest stop. Coming through, I have a buddy drive from out of Boston, like days to that was a different time around the holidays. From there, Boston to Detroit. Via coming up north through the highway system, boom, and come through upstate New York. And what was the tip I had that when we was rolling, it was like real early morning before the sun came out when we were arriving. And I was driving. Yeah, we was asleep. Hell, yeah. And you could hear it was at night, so I could hear it roaring, like the ground was roaring. Down there, and you could feel the mist of the water, even though we were running. I was asking my buddy, I said, "What is that, man?" And he said, "Man, that's Niagara Falls." I said, "Wow." What I noticed, coming down on the highway, I just think for about a quarter of a mile, I guess an eighth to a quarter of a mile was nothing but just a highway. That highway coming down before coming to Detroit. It was nothing but like approaching Detroit. It was nothing but motels. So I guess it would be like that, 'cause I know in the Midwest, something that's supposed to be like, I forgot what it is. It's supposed to be like in the day, the honeymoon capital of America or something. Up in the day, Niagara Falls. Very something real big on tourism. Still big on tourism. It's big, I would imagine. Just getting some easy milk. They're just trying to farm some pieces. And this is a drop. These gonna be dropping in my toward the health instead of the Lord. The hottest game. Gee, Lord. We're thankful for that.
Yeah. I think one of the old Superman films was at that waterfall.
Is that right? Yeah, the waterfall, the Niagara Falls is, a world, let's say a world-renowned vacation whatever tourism spot. It's kind of like let's say the Eiffel Tower in Paris. People all from all around the world, they want to have a chance to see that once in their life. Yeah. You could hear it too. It was like early, and I went 2, 3, 4, and rolling toward the point. And yeah, damn. Right. It's pretty crazy. It's about the same. And this one 40 and this one 62. And World Breakers and Ironics. That's something. Monsters. Well, gotta leave that right there. Shit, I'm tired now. That's possibility of some.
I'd like to see the catacombs in Paris. Millions of skulls under the city.
Wow. Yeah. I was looking at something, this and that too, about, Paris too. Something that was interesting, something that was interesting about particular people, with the dog breeds. I never knew this, with the dogs or something. It's one of those breeds of the poodles or something. They get them and they get them all cuted up or whatever, but they used the poodle because there was a smaller dog. And it helped them deal with a vector issue with the rats and the sewers in their send the poodle doggies down in there to attack and kill the rats in the sewer. I'm like, what? Yeah, I said, what? I thought that was pretty wild. That's a whole lot of breeds and pedigrees, you know, them dogs, cats, and animals, period. Okay, Dr. Bob. You don't want to see there's like something good going on. I'm gonna take a little rest. I try to keep going. I'm ready to come back to that real mess. Eventually trying to work on this here. Mess is collecting the memory fragments. Only 73 or 200. And completing all of the red room challenges. Yeah.
I don't mind rats. They are quite clever, and if you dropped a nuke on a city, the rats would survive.
Yeah, boy. What's really wild is in different metropolitan areas where they've I guess, you know, the maintain infrastructure. The importance of sub level construction to maintain the upper level in different towns. Yeah, and built tunnel layouts and whatnot. Different tunnels for different kind of tunnel systems for different usages and whatnot. Okay, we'll keep it simple here. Yes. The doors. I think.
Did you see that earthquake in Turkey? The whole country fell down almost.
Oh Lord, that was no, through there. That's all you can do is pray for the people. in the whole region of the world. Mother Nature doing her thing. And my boy, hope that people can be saved, where they're at. Yeah, it's devastating. It's in it. It's earthquakes. They say, what was it? It was centered around like 7.6 on the Richter scale.
Mother Nature is getting pissed off with us.
Oh, of course. And I think the ozone layer is a lot more messed up than they're letting us on to, also. But thank God, I think in the times we're living in, the history of man, corporations and this and that didn't want to listen to, about the ecosystem. But now, it's evident now that they got to listen because the evidence is right before our faces. So I got to do something before as they say, too late. We can't keep burning all that and utilizing all that fossil fuel and all that kind of stuff into the air. Yeah. Relax for a minute. Try this one more time. Yeah, this come like this here. Keep it simple. Test something out here. Mm-hmm. That's right. Green was
They think that space travel will give us a way out if we destroy the planet, but there's nothing like Earth for 100s or 1000s of light years.
Oh, yeah. Talking about there's no place like home. Yeah, buddy.
Avengers. The Resistance has located one of AIM's cloning labs. Scientist Supreme's goal is to create an army of our worst enemies. I'm sure you'll agree that we can't let that happen. We need to take down whatever foe she's resurrected, or we'll be faced with a daunting problem. Can I count on you to help?
Yeah. On top
We're
of that,
dropping you off close to the location. AIM is on high
we
alert,
got so much
look
that
out
we
for any
need
forces in the area.
to learn about the Earth. And in the ocean, just here on Earth, also.
They have the tower locked down.
Why the hell would you want to live on the moon or Mars? There's nothing there, lol.
Yeah. But I imagine in the future we probably will have people living there on both places. Nuts. Yeah. Okay, routines.
The deep oceans are amazing. The animals there look like something from a horror movie.
What's that? That's yeah, shit. I'm trying to. I think of this particular movie. Caught my eye because of came to my memory, and I come to say, and I thought that was amazing. Yeah, it's the first movie that was shot. Well, it's one of the first movies that was shot. They said shot utilizing this technique they call like green screen from beginning to end, and they said they did it like that because a lot of the actors and actresses or whatever, this and that, couldn't make the with the budget they had or this and that, couldn't be there at the same time. But it looks like they're all there in the movie when you look at it and everything in the background and all overlay the background. And it's, I can't think of the full name of that movie. Because I found that out looking at the documentary of it too, or this and that, and they told the guy, and he produced a whole demo, an animation demo on a Mac, yeah, on a Mac, but they told him they got a kind of it was gonna produce it. He said, "Whatever you do, don't tell nobody about this." But anyway, that movie is called Captain
I guess
Sky.
was old film.
You ever seen this movie called Captain Sky and the World of, I think it's Captain Sky and the World of Tomorrow or something. And it's like a action type, action adventure, I guess you could say kind of sci-fi type of movie, and it's called, yeah, something like that. I know it's Captain Sky and the World or something. I could have it wrong. In the World of Tomorrow. It's a unique movie. That's for sure. But they say that that's the first movie that was done.
I think I did long time ago.
Yeah, that's unique about it. They said the whole movie was done on green screen. Utilizing this extensively, this green screen technique.
2004 I think. Looks like WW2 fighter planes but in the future.
What is that? The Captain Sky and the World of Tomorrow or something like that? It's in there. I know it's some cat. I know it's in the future. That's this other sci-fi. It's a unique one. A unique storyline to it. And it makes pretty tight, interesting science fiction age. Someone just clones her.
Looks like 1940s style but has futuristic technology too.
Yeah, it's a unique movie, very unique. It's like a one of a kind. That movie. It's a work of art, that's for sure. It says one of the first movies that was used primarily the green screen technique from beginning to end. Because so they couldn't get the actors and actresses to be, the money they had.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
Target who has more information.
Yeah, there's a video on YouTube and the actors are on a big blue floor mat.
Is that right? Yeah, I know. I had a movie. I got it on DVD over here somewhere. When you know how you put movies, that movies and they just flow into the document. And I was kicking back some years ago, watching the movie, and I said, wow, I said, that's a trick. I said, everything you looked at, you thought that, they did were at a place, but the place was, all them different, they can do all kind of magic with those green screens, I don't know that much at all, guys and gals that are deep into the videography and photography and all that, they talk about those green screens and all that, superimposing backgrounds and this and that. Something else.
There's a security chief up ahead who has the information for the facility. You know what to do.
There's a big blue room and nothing but camera and actors.
Yeah, it's incredible what they did with that ground. It's like, God, I was looking at, and I was looking at that documentary, and I said, God damn, they made everything and it's an incredible movie. I mean, the adventure and everything, you know, it go be in the space. I can't remember the storyline, all the storyline, but you know, it's just the production and how they did that was just incredible. You know. It's like, you know, process, you know, just the process. Well, that's incredible. Like if you look at the old school, old school,
An impressive and educational performance. Excellent work.
old school Outer Limits. Because I think the original Outer Limits only has two seasons, 63 and 64. And that's the genius of the production team. Stefano, I think it was Stefano, I'm trying to, something, that was, did the music, Leslie Stevens, and I forgot, it was three guys, and the only reason they got it to be on television is because one of the guys worked for one of the major networks, but when they introduced the stories of main writers and all that other writers to the network, they told them those stories are just too weird to put on television. Yeah, nobody would, you know. So they did a lot of opposition, and what's his name? Anyway, they get it across with some network, but a lot of the sets there, especially from the first season and all that, were actually at the guy's house. I thought that was pretty amazing. I forgot. It was a website app. I was reading about it and how they presented it and how they what they call, like when they call a little preview, when people got a little preview of the show before it was televised on television. They called that the Bear. They would call him the Bear or something. They nicknamed him the Bear. Definitely innovative, but the production quality broke down after the second year in '68 to '67.
What was it called?
The whole first season, the iconic TV show, the old black and white ones when they first came on television, The Outer Limits. The whole first year of those episodes, that first year episodes, if you sat follow, you gotta have it. It was just the storyline on a lot of those episodes, they were way ahead of their time. Way ahead of their time. Just some of the science and stuff they talk about and the technology that they're talking about.
Was it like the Twilight Zone?
Yeah. The Twilight, but it was different than the Twilight Zone. The Outer Limits is a bit different. At the same genre, you know. Now, what was it I come from? I'm read about the Twilight Zone. I forget. I used to memorize the years that it was produced. I never could own a season of those Twilight Zones, so they're still pretty expensive. Or the original Twilight Zone. You get them from yeah, but I know you can get the Outer Limits a season quite inexpensive. Or you can get the first season, like, I got it for like, I don't know, $5.99, $6.99 now on DVD. Maybe a little bit more on Blu-ray. And you can get the whole original, both seasons, for no more than like about $20. As you could tell, the second season, the stories is pretty genius, but they didn't hit with the impact of cohesion of that first season. That first season was just awesome. It's one episode that's really a trip. You get all this, nano, this and that.
Using his credentials to enter the AIM database. And we have located the clone on the top floor. Watch out. I think it might be expecting you.
Yeah. And it's one episode. It's this guy.
Last series I watched was The Boys on Amazon. That was pretty cool and dark.
Okay. It's one episode in the old black and white, just because it's black and white and black and white and a 4:3, aspect ratio. And, so some of those movies back in the day, they set the tone for what we see today, the shit. This one episode where this guy, he's studying the bees, right? That's right. He's listening to these bees also, doing a sonic analysis. And he's getting this scientist to where he can understand the bees, their language, and they could, he could talk to them. But he's observing them, you know, and he's observing them, and he's thinking he's got them all observed from a distance. I understand, but he didn't know. Also, while they were in the observatorium, you know, they're like aliens or something, as ants. They were observing and analyzing him. And they made some kind of biogenetic woman answered the seven that they used to answer some with some space. Then made her pretty or whatever, something. So he would want to mate with her so they could invade the earth. It was some shit. That's some deep shit, you know. But they were all up into that even back then. That stuff on the electromagnetic. What's that?
Sounds pretty mad.
Yeah. Even the first or second episode, you know, about time it was gets on like life within the electromagnetic worlds and dimensions and shit. And
check it out, see if it's on YouTube.
Yeah, they had one. It's one of the episodes within the first 5 series. I think it's with one of the Douglas legacy actors. It's with Charlie Sheen or what's his name? Something. But at that age, he was only 20 or 21 years old. It's just like the same thing. And he had this. Anyway, being invaded by it was Evan 977, and it had an international space team, this and that. And it's a controversial show. I've read about it. Actually, they had people call in to the network and was giving the network, I think, death threats. They called the TV station. It was really what it was weird. Yeah, here in the U.S. I say, what? Yeah. But all I can remember as a kid when I first seen that show, I used to be scared. This show used to scare the shit out of me as I first seen it as a kid. Yeah, so, you know, because they be talking about, you know, we control the horizontal, we control the vertical, you know. That guy, you know, we control your television set places. That guy, you know, is iconic. How they introduced it, you know. Yeah. I was around the time telling I was reading some stuff too. I was talking about it. It's talking about it for real and real science or something, dealing with studying, you know, subliminals and subliminal communication and all that crazy shit too. I don't know, but yeah, kids. With my older brother, I'm cracking up. I said, man, older cousins, they're like 6, 7 years older than me.
I think I remember it. We control the horizontal and vertical.
Yeah. The way that guy announced it was like nobody else could announce it like him, It's immensely dramatic. And shit, I hear that shit. That time when I went and I was I was heading there, my mom and my aunt had to find me. They had to find me, and went to hide under the bed. I was hiding under the bed. I didn't want to come out where my older cousins were. They're like at that time I was so when that came out. I made like 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. And they're like 13, they're in their young teenage, puberty or young teenage years, You know what I mean? So to them, I guess it was less of a impact, They knew it was just something, on a fabricated from Hollywood or something, But when you're a little kid, that's what I say they have to watch out the entertainment industry. When you're a little kid,
when I first saw Poltergeist.
Yeah, when you're a little kid, and nobody says, especially you don't have a parents or somebody telling you this from what you're seeing, this and that, you're thinking, everything that you're seeing more or less, that's for real, Yeah. Yeah. Another intense movie that's in black and white that I never did understand or could understand till I was a adult. And that's that, I'm not in the gore or whatever, but I can look at a thriller if it doesn't have too much gore edit in there. It's a psychological thriller in it. 'Cause and that's Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock. But he made a hell of Alfred Hitchcock directed a hell of a lot of movies. That's for sure. But there's what's his name? Just like some real brain twisters. Yeah, hey, asking some questions. And I'm trying to think of this sci-fi that's really deep. I can't think of the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Let me play anything here. Damn. I think it came out in the 80s or maybe probably came out in the later 90s or early 2000s, something like that, I'm thinking.
Yeah. I knew you was going to say Psycho.
This movie, it's a sci-fi. It's a few sci-fis, or quite a few sci-fis that are pretty interesting. It came out through there, a few of them, but then, you had a bunch of like copy and paste. So you had some unique ones. Someone has, it has Donald Sutherland's son in it, Kiefer Sutherland. And he plays the role of like this doctor, psychiatrist or whatever. It comes out, he's like a doctor, psychiatrist, scientist. He's human too, but he works for these, they're kind of like aliens or whatever, but he's only human there, but those aliens have him working for them. And they inject people at night. The people don't know that they're like prisoners on like a big spaceship. but it looks like every day that they wake up, it's like a city. What they see is the city, and different things going on in a city with different things and all that. Damn, I'm trying to think of it. I think it is a crazy movie because it has one of the plots is you get it at the end is are humans at the end of it, are you going is it nothing but the summary of your thoughts or whatever but that's a wild movie. I'm trying to think of it. And him and the lady, they escape or something to get out of the grass. I can't remember all of it. It's one I gotta look at again.
HMM. I don't think I've seen that. I thought I'd seen most of his films.
Dark City. That's the name of this movie. It's called Dark City. It's a science fiction. But it's definitely an interesting one. I never could understand the one with that's an interesting sci-fi way out there with they would I'm trying to basically trying to understand what was the plot. I'm trying to and he's going back in time to stop something that can happen in the present. And he doesn't quite make it. Was it the 12 Monkeys with Bruce Willis? Who else is in that 12 Monkeys? Brad Pitt. Can't remember who else. You remember the 12 Monkeys? Yeah, that's a tricky one, that's for sure. We'll go back out to New York.
Yeah, only seen it once. Can't remember it much though.
Yeah, 12 Monkeys is a trip. Prior to what's his name? That's one of my favorite guys for a minute. It happened. Was in a good while. But he was knocking us all out the park there. And he's still making these movies that are kind of like...
I've watched Rambo 30 times though, so I remember that lol.
I'm trying to think of the guy. He most of his movies are like psychological...
All right, Avengers. We've pinpointed the location of one of AIM's cloning research labs.
We
believe Scientist Supreme has perfected her cloning technology to the point where she can literally produce copies of our most deadly foes. Needless to say, we need to take them out. Leave nothing to chance. Destroy the clone you encounter and any research you find. We're dropping you off close to the location.
He did the movie with the Bruce Willis. I'm trying to think of the director. He did the movie with where Bruce Willis was like the psychologist. Sometime like a time, and then the little boy or something comes on through his bed or something.
They have the tower locked down with an elite guard team. You're gonna have to take them out before you can enter the facility.
We're gonna see. I'm just trying to test them out on them drummers. Then we're gonna take a break. M. Night Shyamalan. The director M. Night Shyamalan. I think he got some Philadelphia. I'm trying to think I can't even think of the name of this movie. One movie that really messed me up. but I said, damn, that movie had me tore up. That house is in it. You come out and you think of these people that really, you think of the whole movie is going on like these people in medieval times or something like that, right? And they got this, like isolated community. And then,
for the clone's location. In the meantime, I'm sending you to the lower floors to find a target who has more information.
Unity. And you had a situation where this guy, like, girl and this young man, he's kind of like mentally challenged or something. He likes the girl too or whatever, and he stabs. They need a doctor. That's right. And they send that girl by herself or something. You don't find out that they just really living in. That's right. That's what it's called. The movie. I think it's something called The Village. M. Night Shyamalan or whatever. That movie is trip. Shit, what I'm saying.
There's a security chief up ahead who has the information. You know what to do.
Well, people go to screw over. Oh.
It's almost 4 in the morning.
It's almost 4 in the morning where you're at. Okay, so 8 hours. 8 hours is early. brother, he the guy that lived over there after he was in the military, and after he got discharged from the military. As a matter of fact, he stayed 6 or 7 years after he got out of the army over there in Frankfurt, Germany.
Using your credentials to enter the AIM database. And we have located the clone
he married his first wife.
Watch out. I think it might be expecting you.
Yeah, in Denmark. In Copenhagen, Denmark. Yeah. Okay, so you can do this. Okay, take a break. Let's drag it. I noticed one thing that I just scanned. I took that off of my TV so I can put it in the picture. But I think it has some kind of processing. But I haven't got those like graphical. So I put it 16 right now. Still some TV. But I get those jumps. So I can easily just scan on the TV or some no-go. Done. I'd be doing something with those.
So good of you to come. A shame you won't be around long.
Glad we're on the same page about your chances. You to be the one I relentlessly annoy by not following orders.
Great work, Avengers. If we get any more sightings of AIM clones, we'll be back in touch.
Well, it was nice talking to you.
Oh, nice
talking to you. I hope you have a great weekend.
Oh, do likewise and likewise. I hope you have an incredible weekend, and enjoy. The main thing, all out here in the world and wherever we're at is, just the main thing is trying to stay safe. I know myself, I'm kind of worried here. I gotta set me a doctor's appointment to I need to get checked out. Some things. Yeah.
I will watch again. See you soon, brother.
Okay. Alrighty. Anybody that took a look at this here at all, for even a second, most certainly thank you. Have a nice day. And God bless. Marvel's Avengers. Gameplay 709 in the middle.